backblast than some of the heavier duty weapon systems that are out there, such as Javelin, etc. Javelin is unique in the fact that it doesn't have that initial blast because it has a primary and secondary stage. So it comes out to and then ignites the main target. Endor is similar to that somewhat, but at the end of the day it's still pushing the blast out the back. So if you shoot this thing in a confined space, you're going to want to be double crazy for it.
Is it any wonder that the unit system that Saab produced has now caught the attention? Saab's Endor system is so effective at destroying main battle tanks that you might find yourself asking the question, why aren't all anti-tank systems made the same way?
Why aren't all anti-tank systems made the same way? Please tell me.
While there are other systems on the market, none provide the same game-changing combination of ease of use, transportability, and affordability that Endor does.
Yeah, I'll give that. By the way, there's some data there. I have to agree, as much as I love Javelin, I love Spike, capabilities the Spike I have to admit, in terms of, that more simplistic style of ATGMs, Endor is definitely, I do have a strong connection to technology, here in Canada, but, they're coming back into fashion big time in college.
Multiple strategic zones are captured.
I have to relate to
The answer is that when Endor was developed, Saab was in a unique position to produce a system that brought together the simplicity of a shoulder-fired weapon with the extreme accuracy of a guided missile. By the 1990s, when work began on the project, we already had decades of experience producing our shoulder-fired tactical stuff in 1840 wireless systems. Rugged and easy to use, both remain weapons of choice in ground forces.
Now, Carl, as I mentioned before, is heavily because the Carl G obviously is around all day long to smoke rounds, for jet rounds if you wanted to, as all sorts of capabilities. Endor is a little bit more restrictive in its customization, but for the most part it has features that the Carl G does not have. It's a lot more.
At the same time, we were experts in guided missiles, thanks to our work developing the BIL, RBS BAMSA systems for customers as well.
The BIL, yes. I wanted to do a video on the BIL for quite some time. There's a fantastic video of they building the fire maybe a chieftain of some kind. There's some footage of getting struck by a BIL, and it hooks off, the tank hooks off after it's alive, it looks like a trail of the spark. Well-made anti-tank missile today.
We're ahead of the enemy.
But they know their job. They know the capabilities of the use the past. They felt fine for Endor to be one of the best anti-tank guided missiles in the world.
We knew the two technologies could produce extraordinary results if put together. But creating Endor also required us to bring together knowledge in other areas, including system safety, warheads, proximity fuses, and propulsion. We also applied on guided systems, advanced electronics, mechanics, lightweight materials, and human-machine interfaces. Creating Endor involved designing and testing different components and materials, with engineers then slowly scaling up to tests involving the full weapon. At the Saab Bofors Test Centre in Karlskoga, we carried out vibration and environmental tests, and finally test firings.
Seriously though, look at the recoil on that. That is incredible. Incredible, that troop. It looks like a Swedish troop is being put in testing here. Firing such a large size projectile with almost zero recoil. Incredible. Very, very impressive.
By the time the system was delivered to the first customers in 2009, Endor was fully tested, fit for purpose, and ready for use against main battle tanks.
Now when you look at that, you think, well, it's nothing. It's probably, what, a Malteser-sized hole? I'll tell you this much. If that's coming through that much metal at that speed, coming into the inside of a hull of a tank, there's not going to be much left inside. It's literally like an indoor pinball machine. And it would be god-awful experiencing just a small projectile of that kind punching through the side of that much armor. the pressure that's pushing through there is enough to just annihilate anything inside the hull or the turret. A lot of people have mentioned to me in the past about, it's a done deal. Once this gets into the hull of the tank and hits the ammunition, it's done for. Modern day tanks of today are starting to protect more heavily against spall and fragments or projectiles that are sort of ricocheting inside of the hull to then create some catastrophic ammunition breach. Soviet era style tanks clearly do not protect as much against things like that, and we know that the Abrams and other tanks of the world, of the Western world, do have more predominantly protected ammunition. But think about this: if it can punch through the hull of the vehicle, if that much velocity and weight of this, whatever it may be, is coming through, the combination of metals that are coming through at this point, there's no protection inside that hull that's going to protect you at that point. The ammunition, at some point, if this projectile within the pinball system of it sort of detonating inside the vehicle hits one of those protective armored cages, you're done for anyway, right? So there's only so much protection you can have of your ammunition, and this is clearly going to defeat it without any doubt.
There are plenty of options on the market for armed forces looking to acquire an anti-tank system, but there's only one, NLAW. No other system has proved so effective and so easy to use against main battle tanks. So what is it that sets NLAW apart, and what makes it the obvious choice for deployed ground forces who need to neutralise tanks? For a start, there's NLAW's range. It can be fired up to 800 metres from the target and right down to 20 metres from the target. That makes it highly effective, everywhere from built-up urban environments to the countryside. Then there's the choice between direct attack and overfly top attack mode.
Now, this is where information starts to get a little inaccurate on some videos I've watched in the past, because they believe it's a top-down attack ammunition. In some regard it is, okay? It is somewhat coming down as a top-down attack, but if you notice, the projectile's trajectory is still somewhat straight, although just going over the top of the vehicle, it is not penetrating directly as a warhead towards the top of the turret. Inside of the projectile, though, or the warhead, is pushing the projectile downwards, but it's not. Its trajectory of velocity is not coming up and top-down attack, which is what Javelin is doing. This system is a little bit different in the way in which it sort of tracks or senses the target underneath it and fires downwards. I think it's actually more sophisticated in my eyes, more than, say, Javelin or Spike, because I mean, to me, it's able to distinguish between the giant rock or the giant tank. I think that's fantastic. I think it's really cool, and I wouldn't say truly a top-down attack munition, but doing just as much damage as what one would in a case of taking out a Soviet old-style.
NLAW enables you to destroy main battle tanks, whether they are standing still, on the move, or even partially concealed behind obstacles. Unlike many anti-tank systems, NLAW doesn't require precise information on range to target to be accurate. You just track the target for 3 to 6 seconds and pull the trigger. The guidance system does the rest.
There you go. The guidance system, right? The system is helping you out. It's doing what it needs to do. You're not working your ass off trying to do all the calculations in your brain or with the optics, just like the Carl G, to make sure you put the appropriate lead, etc., on the target. Once you've got onto the target, it takes over, right? That is game changer. That is what you need for the idiot's guide or foolproof guide to tank.
NLAW is super quick to deploy. Carrying NLAW in your hand to having effect on the target takes less than 10 seconds.
That's really cool. Considering the recoil is dead, just to allow you to get even more accurate. Onto a target for a certain period of time. If you're shooting up to 800 meters, it can still be fairly hard to track onto a target or something like that. Having that extra stability is really, really nice. Also, sometimes you may be operating a target across and then disappears and comes back again. It can take time to track a target. It's not always just, you pop it open like this guy does, instantly find a target and shoot. Sometimes you'll be potentially waiting on that point for a while. It's almost like an anti-tank sentry somewhat. Having that white pod there and seeing it scan tracks in and out, I think it's really neat for you if you have to be on station to monitor that, field fire, arc of fire for an extended period of time. I think that's really nice.
and N-Law is powerful. Once the system's dynamically compensated warhead leaves the muzzle, it can travel 400 meters in 2 seconds, penetrating armor more than 500 millimeters thick.
Ah, see, I made a bit of an error there. It looks like N-Law also has this dual stage and double motor sequence. It pops out the tube and then engages the main motor. So I apologize, man. It's a primary motor function.
We are losing.
Old school missile systems.
It's no wonder that N-Law is known as the optimal tank killer. If you're a ground combat soldier, it's crucial that you remember one key rule about engaging the enemy. As soon as you take your shot, you reveal your position and become a target yourself.
I always find it fascinating how they can use it. When it's the middle of the you're about to shoot. Why? I guess would you not just put it away and protect it, and then those lenses, etc., get scratched and the blast wave, etc. I don't know. That's just me. I've always found this fascinating how the modern world of militaries is sort of advocating for this. Leave your LPGs on at all times. I'll be honest with you, they're very important as a kid. I would expose to anything that doesn't need to be exposed to, unless it's nighttime. I mean, in this scenario, this picture, he's not. Like, I guess I just don't get it. Anyway, total sidetrack. I'm sorry.
So when you're firing on main battle tanks, your first shot needs to be an effective one. That's why combat troops love N-Law.
Look at these boys, they are fully rigged up. They've got some nice gear going on there. He's got a Carl G, he's got N-Laws, he's got some tubes for the Carl G at front there. Very nice setup. Very, very nice.
Like David and Goliath, N-Law lets dismounted troops destroy the might of a much more powerful enemy. One of N-Law's greatest advantages is its portability. The system measures a little over a meter long and weighs just 12.5 kilograms. It's incredibly well balanced when held in the hand or resting on the shoulder. N-Law is fully disposable, and the saltwater counter-mass system allows it to be safely used in confined spaces, like rooms in urban combat zones. But perhaps the beauty of N-Law is its versatility. In the field, the gunner can select direct attack, where N-Law fires its missile directly into the target.
That is direct attack on that side. You can have it really bad. Not just taking out tanks, taking out bunkers. It's a helicopter. Not very much. Direct attack. Really, I don't think primary function. Most of the of course, if you're going for attack positions, etc. Yeah, you got overhead engagement. It's just perfectly shot.
Or he or she can use a toggle to select overfly top attack. This directs the fired missile to fly 1 meter above the line of sight before coming down to destroy the target. This is useful where a tank might be partially concealed. You can also choose the arming distance if you want the missile to fly blind past an already hit target before it begins detecting targets. Whilst many people have learned of N-Law for the first time in 2022, the troops who use it have long understood a simple truth. For accuracy, portability and versatility, there is simply no better anti-tank system than N-Law.
So there you have it, the N-Law. We've talked about